Hey everyone, and welcome back. Before we get started, quick reminder to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of our future deep dives.
Definitely.
All right, so let's talk about a company that's making some serious waves in the tech world. SoundHound AI, ticker symbol SOUN.
Yeah,
Imagine a world where you could talk to any device, just like you talk to a friend,
right.
and it actually understands you. That's the future SoundHound is building, and today we're going to find out if this company is worth all the hype, especially from a value investing perspective.
So what's interesting here is that SoundHound isn't just another voice assistant going head-to-head with the big names like Alexa or Siri.
Hmm.
They're developing independent voice AI solutions that allow for natural human-like interaction with devices.
So instead of building a single voice assistant,
Exactly.
they're creating the underlying technology that powers a whole ecosystem of voice experiences. For example, their SoundHound Chat AI can access and process real-time information, even keep up with live events as they unfold.
Exactly. Their technology is built on some incredibly sophisticated deep learning algorithms.
Okay.
We're talking about convolutional neural networks and recurrent neural networks, which enable their AI to understand complex language, recognize patterns, and respond with incredible speed and accuracy.
Wow.
In fact, their system has even been shown to outperform humans in certain tasks, like transcribing speech in noisy environments.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
And they're not just stopping at voice assistants. They also have this platform called Houndify, which lets businesses integrate SoundHound's voice AI into practically anything.
You got it. Think about the possibilities. Cars that understand your commands perfectly. Restaurants that can take orders over the phone without human intervention, and customer service systems that can resolve your issues in real time.
That's amazing.
SoundHound is targeting a variety of industries, which gives them a broad reach and a lot of potential for growth.
Yeah, that's a great point. But let's face it, the voice AI space is getting pretty crowded. We've got the giants like Google and Amazon, plus a whole bunch of startups all vying for a slice of the pie.
Yeah. You're absolutely right. The competition is fierce. But SoundHound does have a few key advantages.
Okay.
First, their technology is considered top-notch, and their independence from any specific ecosystem means they can work with a wide range of devices and operating systems.
So they're not tied down to one company's hardware or software like some of their rivals.
Exactly.
That's pretty clever. But how is that translating into financial success?
Well, that's where things get a little more complicated.
Here's where it gets really interesting. And if you want to dive even deeper into the world of AI and tech stocks, make sure to check out our YouTube channel. We've got tons of videos breaking down the latest trends, company analyses, and so much more. Plus, let us know in the comments what other stocks you think we should cover. We
Yeah.
love hearing your suggestions.
And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss any future deep dives. All the sources we mentioned today can be found in the episode description below.
Now back to SoundHound. You mentioned things get a little complicated when we look at their financials.
Yeah.
What exactly should investors be paying attention to?
Their revenue growth has been impressive, almost 90% year over year, which shows that there's strong demand for their solutions. However, they are not yet profitable. They're still burning through cash as they invest heavily in research and development and strategic acquisitions.
Okay, so high growth, but no profits yet. That's definitely something to consider. But hey, even Amazon wasn't profitable for years before they became the behemoth they are today.
True, but Amazon had a different business model and a different market landscape. What's important for investors to understand is that SoundHound's lack of profitability isn't necessarily a deal breaker, but it does add an element of risk.
And speaking of risk, I know everyone's wondering, would this company pass the Warren Buffett test?
Yeah.
Would he see SoundHound as a valuable long-term investment?
Well, let's put on our Buffett hats for a moment and analyze SoundHound through his lens. He'd appreciate that their business model is fairly straightforward. They create voice AI technology and license it to businesses. Easy to understand, right?
Definitely. Buffett's always preferred companies with simple business models that anyone can grasp.
Exactly. And he'd also be intrigued by their long-term growth potential. The voice AI market is still in its early stages, and SoundHound is well positioned to capitalize on that growth. He also tends to favor companies with a durable competitive advantage, something that sets them apart from the competition and allows them to maintain profitability over the long term.
And what about SoundHound's competitive advantage?
Yeah.
We talked about their technology and their independent platform strategy, but are those enough to give them a sustainable edge in this crowded market?
That's the key question, isn't it? While their technology is impressive, the field of AI is evolving rapidly. What's cutting edge today might be commonplace tomorrow.
So staying ahead of the curve in terms of innovation is crucial. But what about their independent platform approach? Is that a strong enough differentiator?
It certainly gives them flexibility and reach. However, some analysts argue that being independent could also be a disadvantage. Think about the resources and marketing power that companies like Google and Amazon can bring to bear.
Oh, yeah.
They can integrate their voice assistants into a vast network of devices and services.
Ah, so it's a trade-off. Independence gives them flexibility, but it also means they're going up against some really powerful players.
Precisely. Now let's look at another key factor that Buffett considers financial strength. He prefers companies with a strong track record of earnings, healthy cash flow, and minimal debt.
And that's where SoundHound falls a bit short, right? They're still in the growth phase, burning through cash, and haven't yet achieved profitability.
Correct. And there's another red flag that would likely make Buffett cautious insider selling. There have been some significant stock sales by company executives in recent months.
You mentioned that earlier. Why is that such a big deal for someone like Buffett?
Buffett pays close attention to insider activity because it can provide insights into how those closest to the company view its prospects. When insiders are buying stock, it suggests confidence, but when they're selling, it can signal concerns about the company's future performance.
Interesting. So if we're channeling our inner Buffett, we'd see both potential and risk in SoundHound. The growth story is compelling, but those financials and the insider selling are definitely giving us pause.
That's a fair assessment. And remember, Buffett has often said that it's better to miss out on a good opportunity than to invest of a bad one.
So where does that leave us, the everyday investors who are trying to make sense of all this?
The key takeaway is this SoundHound is a company with a lot of potential, but it also comes with significant risks.
It sounds like we need to look beyond the hype and really dig into the numbers to understand what's driving their growth and what challenges they face.
Exactly. And that's where careful research and analysis come in. Don't just rely on headlines or market sentiment. Look at their financial statements, read industry reports, and understand their competitive landscape.
Excellent advice. And of course, this is just our analysis based on the information available. Always do your own research, consider your own risk tolerance, and consult with a financial advisor before making any investment decisions. So after this deep dive into SoundHound AI, what's the verdict? Is it a buy or hold, or are we hitting the brakes on this one?
Well, based on our analysis, I'd say SoundHound is a hold for now.
Okay.
It's a company with exciting technology and a lot of potential, but it's also facing significant challenges, particularly when it comes to profitability and competition.
Right. It seems like the market is really excited about their future prospects driving up the stock price, but the financials haven't quite caught up yet.
Exactly. And while their independent platform strategy offers flexibility, it also puts them in direct competition with some of the biggest tech companies in the world.
So for investors who are bullish on the future of voice, AI SoundHound is definitely a company to watch closely. But it might be wise to wait for more concrete signs of financial stability and a clearer path to profitability before jumping in.
I agree. Keep an eye on their earnings reports, watch for news about partnerships and new product launches, and pay attention to how they're navigating the competitive landscape.
And don't forget about those insider transactions. If we start to see company executives buying stock, it could be a sign that they're confident about SoundHound's future.
Great point. Those insider moves can often provide valuable insights.
So before we wrap up, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought.
Okay.
Think about how you use voice assistants in your own life. Are they just a fun gadget, or are they